How's it, guys? Welcome back to FX Rhapsody. Today I just wanted to show you some nice fun we had on Nasdaq today on the 1 minute time frame, trading the smart money concepts that I've made videos about, and also looking at that fair value gap. But before we hit the charts, just go visit my website on the bottom left corner here. All my previous videos are nicely laid out for you. Also, if you started out in trading, there's video categories for getting started, and then all trading concepts and all that kind of things, strategies and everything you can look at. Also, there is a resource tab where you can download some nice resources, and also my preferred brokers. Go look at them, and definitely won't go wrong with them. Right, so basically on Nasdaq, before we go down into where entries were today, look at the bigger picture, obviously. So you're looking at Nasdaq on a daily time frame, and you can see this, kind of a trend line that's been forming, and it's been kind of respecting with this downward spiral, the bearish movement, obviously due to all the wars and everything going on. And it's hitting the markets hard. So basically it's forming a, as we can see, a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then basically hitting this lower low. And then obviously we're looking at price, and as we can see, it's creating a new lower high, probably gonna start tapping and respecting that trend line again. If it will break, well, we'll see. But so let's just go on to what happened today. Very nice little entries, every day before we trade, mark out where we're going to trade. And obviously for those of you that is not aware, so you change your charts depending on where you are in the world. Always look at, your UTC -4, your New York time, and then just map out, Nasdaq especially, just have your vertical line in here on 8:30. That's where you start looking at your trades that's getting placed in the market. So basically we're looking at that time frame. That's where we start looking at placing your trades. Then what I also like to do is just roll out from the 15 or to the 15 minutes. Let's just go back to where we were. There we go. And then, I just look at my previous highs and things like that. So we were definitely looking at this area over here as a potential high, but you know what? It was a little bit far. So, I was looking at the shortest high, or the closest high, basically, that I was looking at. So going back to the 1 minute. There we go. Just scrolling to the beginning of the New York Open. Okay, here we were. Okay, so basically, just waiting, anticipating the market, just seeing what it's going to do, thinking it's definitely going to, being biased in the buy, obviously. So, Nasdaq always, with Nasdaq Open and New York Open, Nasdaq Open, this big period, especially the first couple of hours, Nasdaq's like to fool around with you. But you catch these fair value gaps and on your 1 minute time frame, and it's so easy to catch, but it's also training your brain basically and seeing where these areas are. So obviously Nasdaq Open 9:30, you can see there's big movements of obviously the market moving. You can see this is our previous high that we were looking at, price going up, breaking that, coming back low. You don't see any fair value gaps being created in this area. So now you still, you just wait in anticipation for any gaps to form, and then you start looking at trading them. So basically, a second time breaking out above that key level that I've been looking at, that high, and then breaking in that again. So now I'm thinking, okay, cool. Now we're looking at maybe sell opportunities. So what we can see here is a break in structure. Just wanted to show you over here. Okay, you can see there. Just gonna highlight that section over there. That was a nice little area for a potential sell, but I'm going to show you a much better one, or a nicer one that I took. So basically that is price going down, and then you can see that structure being broken with a big push to the downside. So forming that fair value gap from here to there. And for those of you that haven't seen my videos regarding this, go back and watch them. I'm definitely leaving it in the description, so you can go back and view those videos. So you can see that gap being formed, you know, price being pushed down, price coming up. So anywhere here, there was a couple of entries that you could have taken. First one obviously being here, the second one another one, and then price going down, price coming up again, you know, going back into this area, just how going above it. But again, if you had to place a trade, I just wanted to show you, let's say your trade was there. Normally what I do is I put my risk just above it. For me, it was a little bit steep, you know, so I was just waiting to see what market is going to be doing. So I was just, you know, not too much interested in this little one. The one I was interested in was the next one. You can see price pushing up and coming down. So I was basically, you know, waiting for any type of break of structure over here. And you can see price going up and then coming down. And this is where we start looking. That was my, oops, that was my area. Let me just press that. That was what I was looking at. Right there was a break in structure. It formed a fair value gap between these two candles. You know, you can see this pushing candle, this candle being pushed down, you know, this bearish candle, and then the gap being formed between that and that candle over there. So what I did was I highlighted that area across and price moving to the downside. Now, a lot of guys would think, oh, this is now, you know, I missed the trade. Always be patient, guys, especially when the 1 minute, especially Nasdaq. Never just, you know, think the trade is over. It's not always over. And you can see price moving to the downside, and then all of a sudden starts making its way to the up. And again, just tapping that area ever so slightly. Now this was a much better entry for me. Key entry, you know, my stop was a lot narrower like that. Look at that. And now this is the areas. Look at, yeah. So price going down and start consolidating. So this is a nice area to either you climb out or you stay in the trade. Okay, so I'll show you a couple of entries that was formed here, or a couple of more entries that you could have taken. So you could have stayed in the trade all the way to the downside. Okay, right about there. Look at that. Okay, that's 132 to a 13 pip reward risk. Okay, nice big entry. Just a simple break in structure, price breaking it, forming a fair value gap. You draw your fair value gap with your rectangle tool, pull it across, and just wait for price to come back and tap in that area, and that is where you place your order. Okay, another one was right about here. It gave me a second, or if you missed that first entry, it gave us a second one. So price going here, breaking that structure with a huge push to the downside, candle pushing through it, okay, forming that fair value gap, as you can see it, from that candle to that candle here. Look there, going across, the very next candle pushing into it with another sell opportunity going to the downside. Okay, so you always have these opportunities that that Nasdaq, or doesn't matter what you trade, that price will give you to enter. So that was the second entry. So now eventually price coming at the bottom, it starts consolidating. Now you think, okay, especially when, depending on which entry you took, it could have been the very first one over here, it could have been the second one, or the third entry. Okay, now you start seeing price consolidating here. Now it's okay, now it's time to climb out of the trade, okay, because it didn't have a nice little exit point. So you could have ridden this, especially on the 1 minute, guys. This moves fast. Now price consolidates. Now you see, okay, cool. Now you wait for another break in structure. So now you can see price going up, and And then what does it do? You see this area over here? Right there. Okay, I'm just going to highlight this area. Just going to zoom it up a bit or zoom it in a bit to show you. Okay, so that candle, or you can actually, that was the previous high on that candle. So you can see this candle pushing through. So we're always looking for a candle that pushes through an area, the structure area. We don't want a candle that kind of just push through, comes back and just close just above it. You know, we want a candle that pushes through it. You know, you can see that volatility behind it. It just pushes through it, and now you wait. So now you see that gap from this candle's closing or opening over here to this candle's closing, or this high and this low, not candle closing, the high and the low. You place that gap, that fair value gap block. You see that price going into that area, and this is where you can place your buy. It gave us a second opportunity on this candle, which would have been a better opportunity. Not a better, but same opportunity, but it just formed nicer, exactly like this one that formed up here. Okay, so I'm just showing this to you so you can start, you know, going back on your charts and see where this happens and how this happens. So you place your buy order over here, and with that, right there, that's your risk. That's your risk that you're taking. Look at that. Okay, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. Look at this risk. Oh, you just took it away. But I mean, and look at this price going up. So we caught out, what was it, 130 odd pips? Look at this. Look at this major one. Okay. Just going to zoom it out a little bit more so we can see. Okay, so Nasdaq today gave us two beautiful setups. A nice sell opportunity. Okay, there was a nice sell from here to there, and then we caught another buy opportunity from here to here. Okay, two entries, nice amount of pips, and depending on your lot size, the money that you could have made. And it's all to do with patience, guys. Never throw patience. Just be, I keep saying it, and I want to say it over and over again. Be patient. Wait for your setups. Don't just climb into a trade because, oh, I can see it going down. You know, it's all about having your analysis correct. Just going to zoom out a little bit. There we go. Just having your analysis correct. Wait for that fair value gap to offer itself. Map it out and patiently wait until price gets into that gap, and then you place your order. Have your risk in place. Okay. So if the trade goes against you, and we had that yesterday. Yesterday I was trading with a friend of mine. We were looking at this, and there was a setup that happened, and it took me out. You know, and I still said, you know, live to fight another day. The risk is in place, and for me yesterday there weren't any setups. So you will have days that you don't have setups, and you know that you will miss out, or you get busy, and because a lot of times you're waiting in front of the chart, you get a bit, you know, anxious. No, I'm just gonna walk away, and whatever the situation, you get busy with other stuff, and you miss those setups. And once something happens, just don't climb halfway into a trade. Don't climb into a trade if it goes, you know, if it's halfway through it and then you decide, okay, cool, now I'm just going to climb into it, you know, catch that sell to the bottom. No, rather wait for the other setup again. Because if you missed this top one and you had to climb in here, or let's say you climbed in the sell over here at the bottom because you can see Nasdaq moving to the downside, you would have lost out. You could have just waited for this buy opportunity that presented itself a little bit later. So guys, always look out for these opportunities. Stick to your strategy. You know, if you have, doesn't matter what strategy you're following, doesn't matter what type of trading you do. If it doesn't play out, leave it. Don't just climb into a trade. Please, guys. That is how you're going to lose money. That's how you're going to blow your accounts. Okay. So look at this video again. If you don't understand it, go back, watch it again. Again, in the description, I'm placing, or there's going to be the video about my about the smart money concepts. Go watch it. If you have any questions, comment in the comment section. I'll try and reply to you as fast as possible. Also have a Telegram group that you can go to where you can start chatting to me. So just again, patience is key, guys. So that's all from me for today. Little setup. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell. There's definitely some more videos coming your way. I still want to make a couple of videos this week before it's weekend again. So just have a look out for those. I hope you guys are having a fabulous week so far. Hope you're having a pipful week and making some money out there. Guys, stay safe and happy trading, guys.